perfect fit.
Hi everyone, welcome to Cricketry, brought to you by thepapare.com and Moose Clothing, the perfect fit. What a game it was in Pallakele once again. A very close encounter, but Glenn Maxwell took it away from Sri Lanka at the end there. 80 of 51 deliveries was a fantastic innings when Australia seemed like they would have some trouble chasing down the target set by Sri Lanka. Summarizing what happened in the day, Sri Lanka won the toss and decided to have a bat first. Was a slow start. Pathum Nissanka in particular struggled to get off the blocks. He was on 7 of 25 deliveries in fact at one point, but luckily for him, Danushka Gunatilaka on the other end was able to get the runs going at a decent rate and kept the pressure off the right-hander. In the end, the pair managed to put on 115 for the first wicket at a rate above 5 runs and over. Then Danushka Gunatilaka unfortunately was run out, taking on the deadly arm of Marcus Stoinis from the deep, just short by a couple of inches, but it gave Australia the breakthrough they needed at a time when they really didn't look threatening at all. Nissanka and Kusal Mendis also got half centuries. Mendis would have been eyeing a third ODI century, unfortunately couldn't get there, but I don't think Sri Lanka would have been complaining too much because he was denied by a fantastic little cameo from Wanindu Hasaranga right at the end. He got 22 runs off Jai Richardson's over, really gave Sri Lanka the impetus to get to that 300 run mark and really put a good total on the board on what seemed like a slow pitch.
මුළු ලෝකෙම වෙලා උඩු යටි කුරු අපි අල්ලගන්න යන්න පුංචි පුංචි තරු අපිට සෙට් වෙන්න ෆිට වෙන්න විසිතුරු මේ perfect fit එක මාරු Moose, the perfect fit.
In terms of selection, Australia of course went with the one frontline spinner and may have regretted the choice a little bit because the pitch was definitely slowing up a lot, and they did have to use Glenn Maxwell and Marnus Labuschagne to fill up a few overs at the end there. Labuschagne of course bowled brilliantly in the end, managed to pick up 2 key wickets in Dasun Chanaka and Chamika Karunaratne as well. Sri Lanka of course setting a target of 301 for the Australians to chase down, and that the chase didn't start off well. David Warner dismissed for 0 by Mahish Theekshana once again. But from that point on, every batter that came in for Australia was scoring at a decent rate, and that's what allowed them to keep above the required run rate even as the game got closer in the end. Of course, the rains came down just when Sri Lanka were getting into the game as Aaron Finch was dismissed, and that definitely played a part in Australia's success here because with the wet outfield and with the ball getting a little softer, a little faster than expected, Sri Lanka's spinners were not able to really grip the ball well. Particularly Mahish Theekshana had a lot of trouble, bowled a lot of full tossers, short deliveries, and really struggled to keep his control, something that he is known for. In the end, Glenn Maxwell was the deciding factor. He stayed till the end. He had been dismissed by Wanindu Hasaranga twice in the T20 series as well, but managed to stay in this time and got Australia home despite them losing 8 wickets. Hasaranga was the star for Sri Lanka. He did his ultimate best to get the win for Sri Lanka, but unfortunately was not able to do so. Figures of 4 for 58, his best in ODI cricket, but finished his 9-over quota early on, and so Dasun Chanaka had to depend on the likes of Dunith Wellalage, the debutant, who had a decent game in the end despite not having a great start where he went for 20 runs in his first 2 overs, managed to hold things back, but as long as Maxwell was at the crease, Australia was always on top, and he managed to stay there until the end, ultimately helping them win by 2 wickets. That's it from me from Pallakele for this game. Thank you for watching. This is SLvAUS ODI signing out from thepapare.com.